Nate never said.
When they get married?
Yeah,
Thursday,
okay.
at Chico.
Oh, that's right. I remember he said Chico, I just didn't think of the date.
She just wanted to have this for people that couldn't get up there.
Yeah. Nate will be a couple minutes late, so.
What's your copy of the first thing you sign?
Okay. We can go ahead and start the meeting, because Nate can't vote on this anyway,
Right.
So let's go ahead and take the pledge and start the meeting. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Special meeting to order, and the business at hand is an application for special events. Nate, Caton, and Kathy.
Katie.
Katie, okay, sorry. I
Right.
just had eye surgery, I can't see very well yet. This is for City Park and baseball field. They're going to have a reception, post-wedding reception for those who cannot go to the wedding. And I guess what we need is a motion to approve.
They want to lift the
Lift the
alcohol.
alcohol.
Yes, yeah.
Lift the ban, yeah. On open container.
So, one question I have, and Nate isn't here to answer it, but I was under the impression that it was gonna be the park and the baseball field.
Yeah, that's what it says,
Is that-
baseball field and city park.
Okay.
That's in case the softball people want to play a little softball or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a problem on that.
You do that.
I'll make a motion that we accept the special events application as it's written.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is passed. Is that the end of it?
Can we get a motion to adjourn this one?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn the special meeting and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting is adjourned. We'll wait a few minutes, and it said he'd be a little late, so we'll wait to see if he shows up. I'd like to have him Here it
Go
comes.
ahead, spare mask.
The
Go
devil.
ahead, spare mask.
There's some here, but I got a soft one if you just want to.
Yeah, anything will work.
This has been approved, so.
Alright, perfect.
Okay, so the workshop
Was
is
that?
informal.
Oh, good.
And it's just a budget workshop. We'll look at the preliminary budget, discuss it. We will not have any discussion. You can ask a question, we'll take your comments. Other than that, it is just a workshop for council.
Okay, what I gave you is, just basic, we have the, expenditure budget and the revenue budget. And it's, what's in pencil is what we estimate of what's coming in and what's going out and what we need to cover, salaries and all that.
Right.
It's just
That's
as,
the legal
That's,
size
this
paper?
is what I wrote up for.
That's what-
that
that's
we wanted to
Shirley's-
move some money around and make sure that we.
and then the rest
balance.
of it is just some of the stuff that Shirley has sort of figured out, the mayor has figured out what was okay, what needs to be done.
Yeah,
I have a little help from Christian, but I have Amber from Dahlia helping me with the budget also, so we can get it done. And then we'll have a preliminary budget, hearing, a public hearing next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. And we can finalize everything here, and talk it out and finalize everything, and then we can vote on it at 7 o'clock during our regular council meeting.
Okay.
So, if there's any questions, I know that Shirley had a couple of questions, because it shows that we're taking,
What area did you notice, Shirley, that we had the biggest shortfall from
mostly,
last year's budget?
mostly in the supplies for the administration. We had a shortfall, a little bit of one, not much, in the power bills.
For
And we,
the administration stuff though, we had to do some big upgrades in there and stuff.
yes,
for-
we did. We had
So
to
we
do
took a
new
hit on that.
programming and.
For stuff
and-
that'll
yeah,
last longer.
Yes, we
so-
did. We had to spend extra money.
Where is that column? Can you point that to me?
Yeah, if you look at your expenditure.
That's which one?
this
That
one?
one?
Yeah. And, oh, Jen's bringing the copy down there.
what's this, that one here?
Oh, the flat one?
Yeah.
So it would be under,
So the one thing that I'm curious on is the budget change going down in the
Second
garbage
page.
fund, but we already have a contract, so
Yes.
how could that
Here.
go? Are they talking about going down on them
No, but as
So
long
we
as,
had
as long
budgeted
as the
1,000?
budget's the same amount.
or? Oh, okay, I see,
Yeah,
it, right
yeah.
there for 19.
Right.
My bad,
And
I
we
didn't
spent
see
two?
that. I was seeing that.
and then we spent
We'll
two.
just have to,
Okay.
because the
That's not
new
that big a deal.
contract for the
No.
con,
The thing that's
for
really-
the public services won't be due until, I think it's 2021, isn't it?
Which one?
The contract for Republic Services.
It's 10 years long, a 10-year contract.
Oh, I thought we had changed it to 7.
I think it's
Okay.
10, but I don't know
think
when
it's
it
too.
costs.
Yeah.
I don't know when
But
it
it
comes
goes-
up done.
Yeah, but it does go up about 1.5%, 2% every year.
It went up 2.17 this year, didn't it?
Yeah,
And so it's about, the new bills are about $3,900 a month
mhm,
with the
right.
percentage. The one that we really got hit on would be the lawyer's fee, the
Mhm.
legal fees,
Right,
because Hope left, and that's all we had
Everybody in
budgeted.
town sued us.
right.
And so the legal service is here.
Right.
And Shirley put 20,000. The bills.
For next year?
For next year. If we can, I'd like to see a little bit higher, only because if we have all our litigations are done
Right,
right now, but if something happens, it's about $2,000 for all the paperwork, you
that's
know,
true.
every
That's
month.
true.
And like I've been told by both clerks in Joliet and Bridger, it's better to have your revenue low and your expenditures high,
Mhm.
because then you have,
Because then you'll have a balance in the middle.
yeah, you can balance in the middle.
Right,
And so that one, the last bill we got was close to $1,900, but that was still with the litigation.
right.
That was in June, and July's bill, the last one we had was a lot less, because we haven't needed their
Right.
help as
Right.
much. So the 20,000 for legal services is just a figure Shirley wants. That's,
Look
So,
at it, we'll have to look at it.
when I'm looking at that line though, I go to the left and I don't see any outlay. Where's the actual for 2020? It's not there.
that one's not the one.
Yeah, the.
Cause I can't imagine that we'll have a higher,
If you're looking at the final budget line, just at the end of the column, it says 2021, and it'll tell you,
It says 0 here.
yeah, I don't have any numbers to work with there to even know what we did this year.
And it could be, because we have, no, legal services is on this one here. No, that's 0. Oh, here it is. Legal services purchase, so it's the next page. Because it's a purchase service,
Okay,
okay?
so we've outlaid $12,000 for the year?
That's what we, last year,
that was
That's
the
what we
budget for
budgeted.
last
that's what we
year.
budgeted,
Okay.
because that was Hope's monthly for 12 months.
Right.
Okay, cause she was on retainer.
Yeah. So, and then we put it, so we just put that 20,000 in a different spot, because it's not gonna be, so we'll have to put the legal services here at 20,000 instead of
This one,
that one,
right.
so, or whatever we decide.
Either one, but not
Yeah,
both.
Not both.
Okay.
And that's one thing too we have on our medical that we are looking into at one point in time.
Yeah, because I was going through it, and we have medical benefits that are being deducted, which have
Right.
gone 8% this year.
Okay.
They're higher, so we may have to look at down the road in future budgets at maybe the employees contributing a percentage.
And I think it just went up more because of the COVID stuff,
Right.
because they are covering all our costs.
But they also, in another line that we had in the budget, previous budget, we also had, other than medical benefits, vision, dental, and all of that,
Right,
we had $4,025 set aside for health insurance. And that was one
Right.
thing that I wanted to
So,
check,
yes,
double check with, because if we aren't gonna use that $8,050 for health insurance, and we don't have to use it, then we
reallocate.
can reallocate it into
well,
another.
yeah, because you have this 130 is health benefits, and it says 2318,
Right,
and then we have our dental, life, and vision.
vision.
Right, that's
And-
that's only
And then that's our, and then,
$450
yeah, but there's another one too that shows, because we have our health benefits, our dental, life, and vision, but there's another one here that shows, it's about $4,000 that it
It's
shows,
4,025, it says health insurance.
it says health insurance, but I'm not
So
sure.
are those not redundant?
We are looking at that to see if they are, because at one point in time, we had to have both of them,
Right.
and there's, and
But
now
why
that
would
they've
you?
changed it, it was just
It
something
was
that,
just something that MMIA did,
Yeah.
so we have to get a hold of them and make sure that we don't have to carry that. If we don't, then we can reallocate.
because it's 4,000 and something in each
Each department.
each department, so it's about
So it'd be just a
$12,000.
little over $8,000.
12,000, because you got admin, water, and sewer.
Oh, I thought it was just in water and sewer, I didn't look at the administration.
Oh, maybe it's not in admin, maybe it's
I
just
think
water.
it's just water and sewer.
Okay, so you're gonna look into
So
that?
We're looking into
Yeah.
that to make sure that it's not
We'll know that by
by,
the 15th?
by the 15th,
Okay.
yes. We'll have this all done up for you at the 15th. It will have about $8,000 extra in both water,
Yeah,
4,000 in each thing.
which will give us a little extra in
You put that
maybe
in the
the
Christmas
maintenance
fund
and
or
supplies line if we can move it. If we reallocate it, if we can reallocate it, then we can purchase some
And so-
things that we need
Right.
in water and sewer.
So all this on the budget changes
Uh-huh.
are just the estimates that we figure what's gonna cost. The only thing that I didn't put down, and it's water and sewer, would be computer things. It's $1,600. It's for our radio services. It's just Harmony's upkeep of doing our
Yeah.
radio.
That's for the year,
It's,
For the year.
yeah, it's kind of a support,
okay?
And I have,
And we budget that every year,
we
right?
budget that every year.
Okay.
And then
yeah,
we have,
we have to do.
I'm more
computer
interested in
support.
changes, whether they're going a substantial percentage up or down.
The only thing that was substantial that went up were wages, because I opted to give Jan a raise because I believe she deserves it. And, she works her butt off for us. Stays late when she shouldn't have to, answers questions that she shouldn't have to.
Puts up with a lot of crap,
Puts up
too.
with the crap she doesn't have to. And I think that the work that she's done for the town is way beyond excellent. And so I did. give
Well, you
her a
work
raise.
with her on a daily basis and I don't,
Yes,
so
yes.
I almost have to trust your judgment on that. I do think that she does put up with a lot of crap.
Listen, are we looking at our part-time employee?
Yes, I did call the Department of Labor because that will come up also, overtime. She is a part-time employee, and I called the Department of Labor, and according to Montana law, we can pay for overtime. So that's within the wages as far as.
That's within the wages.
and I beg to differ, but Amber is part-time, and she does not get overtime until she goes over 40 hours.
That's wrong. Tell her to get hold of the Labor Department.
And Kirsten agrees with that too.
No,
So,
it's,
the
yeah,
state
the state
doesn't.
of Montana is, it's 40 hours in
40
a
hours.
week.
You have to work
You
over
have to
40
hit 40.
get-
You have to
If you
work-
are scheduled, if you're full-time, you have to work 40 hours a week.
If you're part-time, you have to work 40.
40 hours.
Yeah, to get it.
You have to get your 40
That's not
hours.
what they told me on the phone.
Well, that is the way it is.
Yeah, that's Montana law.
That
Oh,
is,
40 years in business too. so.
it's so, that is what I've been told by both clerks, is that
Well, I
you have,
talked to Dan Clark, and he is the expert on Montana law for the local government services. And he said, no, you can, if we opt, we can pay her overtime.
well,
Yeah, she can receive overtime, she just has to hit the 40 in a week.
No, he said she didn't. If she's scheduled for 30, that's when, if she works
Anything.
over 30, that's what he said.
Now, if
I wanna
you
see
pay
that in
overtime,
writing,
she's
cause I think
full-time.
that's wrong.
That's wrong.
Well, I'll give him a call and ask him to send it to me in
Yeah.
writing.
because because Amber works 32 hours a week, and anything over 40, she gets overtime, anything between 32 and 40, she doesn't get overtime.
Right,
I'll double check with him and have him send it to us.
okay.
So, and, yeah,
Okay.
and Kirsten also concurs with that too, so I don't
Another
know.
way she'd get overtime is if we actually paid overtime for over an 8-hour day.
Yes.
Some people pay overtime from 8 to 10, from 10 to 12 per day.
And we don't.
Well, our
Montana's per
employees,
week.
our public works people work 4 10s, so,
Yeah. So it's just over 40 hours.
yeah. I'll double check with Dan though and have him.
Okay. So getting back to the overage and the shortages, surely the labor, the city employees, that mark is going up how much this year?
It's going up $10,000 in each department. So it'd be 30% in water, 30% in sewer, 30% in admin, and 10% in garbage.
So that's 30 grand divided between the 3 employees, or how does that?
Well, actually, it'd be 3 departments and then a little bit in the garbage.
And that's how we
for
did it
public
last year.
services, and that's exactly what we did last year.
So like between the three employees, you're looking
Right,
at doing
right.
$30,000 increase for all three?
Not
Not
30,
individual.
30%,
30% increase.
not
Oh,
30,000.
oh, I
I
thought it was
don't know
$30,000.
what does it end up being?
It ends up being, raising her from $15 an hour, or $14.50 to $17 an hour.
Okay,
And you guys can, you know, look at it and change it if you want to,
no,
but
I don't have any problem with that, I just wanted to know what kind of
Yes.
outlay.
it
difference
would
we're
be the
talking.
same percentages, but just a little bit of raise. I moved some money from the lagoon maintenance into water and sewer to help do the wage increase.
And you haven't changed anything on the health benefits
No.
package?
Well, we increased it 8% because that's what MMIA went up.
Okay,
So
so
each employee, their health benefits were raised in each department
to
8%.
cover
To cover
the
the raise for MMIA.
increase, okay.
And then, supplies, I did, move some of the money, from the, lagoon maintenance into the wastewater supplies and,
Where would be the line for contractors, since this year we won't be carrying Spencer, since Jay can handle all that, and with down the road from Bridger, we'll probably able to back off a little bit there, and
right.
I think
The only thing we had
what we
in
were spending
contract
there.
labor was, we didn't have it last year for contract
Right,
labor for water and
111
sewer. We had it in
Second page.
admin for,
at the top.
Kirsten.
Gotcha.
And we'll use less for those as we go.
Right, it's
Alright.
down from 6,000 to 3,000.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you should be able to drop off that quite
Oh,
a bit
yeah.
to where,
Right.
like if
And we
everybody
might
does
not even
okay.
use the whole, you know, we probably won't even use that.
You gotta have something
But
there.
And if
yeah,
we have
yeah.
something less than, like I said, you can transfer from, money from fund to fund. But so, I mean, from the same fund to, from an object to the same fund.
Yeah,
So anything in general, if you have an overage and you have an underage, you can take
Shortfall.
something from the overage and put it in that same fund. Same way with sewer, same way with water, you just can't cross funds.
Right, without a meeting.
No, you can't cross funds at all.
What do you
no,
mean?
like if Jan goes over in administration, say
Yeah.
we go over for computer services.
Right,
We can't use the money in water and sewer for computer services to balance that out. We have to find money that's extra in administration of the general fund and move that into that line.
okay,
Because administration, the general fund, water, sewer, garbage, those are all different funds.
right,
So, but you can't move from fund to fund, you can
Okay.
only move
within.
within that, yeah.
Fund.
We did bring up the, line, a budget line for computer services, that includes, support, Black Mountain,
Looks like you raised that $1,000.
right.
And I
So,
think I raised it,
1,600, didn't we?
From 15 to 25.
to 20,
Okay.
because our Black Mountains, like
Yeah, and then plus we have the data backup, which is $50 a month.
$50 a month.
Yeah,
And then if I have any questions, if I have something wrong with my computers, then Marison and Morley come in and fix it.
right,
So that's just a little extra. It's about, I wanna say it's close to 5,000, between $4,000 and $6,000 for just our maintenance agreements with Black Mountain for all our modulars.
right.
Where's that line?
That would be under, computers, I think,
Can't be computer and equipment 362 because that's only $2,500.
yes, but it comes out of 3 different
Plays out
places.
of 3 different departments.
It comes out of admin, it comes out of sewer, and it comes out of water.
Okay,
So it will add, the totals will add up to that.
7,500.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because we use our computers for all 3.
Right, makes sense.
yeah.
I'm slow, I'm not stupid.
I'm looking at this and sometimes I'm.
Legal services, of course, you know, we had to raise that a little bit. Audits,
10 grand?
Per fund,
per fund, yeah.
because we have another audit coming up, and
And then
then
the
two
review.
financial reviews and an annual review.
Right,
So, and the annual review is around $3,000, I don't
So
know.
we have to pump out 30 grand
right,
for audits.
yep.
That's, like I said,
Well, we
I do it high.
It probably
Jesus.
won't be that much, but we have to estimate a little bit higher, just in case.
So, because we have an audit for 18-19 fiscal year and an annual financial review. And then we have a annual review that we were chosen by the local government services, which our auditor says is about $3,000,
Right,
plus then another financial review
for
for
2021.
for 19-20 and then for 20-21. So we'll have an annual review, annual financial.
Is there any place in the government that we can ask for help with that number?
I can get a hold of Tom Burton at Local Government Services and see if they still have,
God, it would sure be
funds
nice if we
available
could get
to-
some help with that number, because that represents an awfully large
yes it does.
portion
Yes, it
of
does.
our annual
But we,
revenue.
but because we did the full audit this recently.
Yeah,
The 17-18 audit.
Right,
Oh, I
and
know.
so, and, you know, going back, I don't know how many decimal years, but anyway, so then the state decided that we need to have an audit also for 1920, which is not a big deal, for
No.
1819. But then they decided that we had to have, local government services decided that they picked our name out of the hat, that's exactly what Burton told me.
Yeah.
That they
so,
picked our name out of the hat for,
Annual review.
annual review, which is like 4 or 5 pages.
oh, okay.
They
But it's still gonna
specifically,
cost us $3,000 for them to pick out the 4 or 5 pages.
Yeah,
they'll pick out specific things
uh-huh.
for the auditor to pull
Examine.
out, to examine, and
Right,
have him write a report. And when I talked to our auditor, he says that's about $3,000 for the annual review.
right.
And I don't know how much the annual financial reviews that Norm does, I don't know how much
He
they
usually
cost.
charges like $1,200.
But we'll need one,
But that
we got
was-
one done, so we need 2 more, and then we'll have another one down in 2021.
Mhm.
And then hopefully by that time, our audits and all our findings will be good, or,
Everything will be copacetic.
Yeah.
yeah. And
But
then
that was the main reason we wanted the audits done
Is-
to begin with, is to get everything,
If
Where it's
everything
supposed to
is
be.
in order, does it
Yes.
cost less to do one?
No,
no, but I would suggest that every 2 to 4 years, you guys should actually do an audit.
Joliet
make
does
sure
an
that-
audit
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah. Just
And
to
I
make
think
sure
that's
that-
excessive.
Yeah, I
And
do
she goes,
too.
I think it is too, but she says it is so much easier to start the year with a clear
Clean,
one.
yeah, a
It's,
clean
it's,
slate.
everything's in its place and everything's going, and
Right.
you start the year,
And if you do it every
Balanced.
year too, it's not as expensive because they only.
That's
Well, that's
what
what I
I say,
asked.
if you tally that up over an average of when it's short, they're putting in half the time to do that 1 year audit versus
Yeah,
this mess we got sitting in that room over there that they gotta sift through. I mean, it's man hours at the end of the day,
Right.
I mean, it's less time. I
Yeah,
can see what that gal's saying on that, makes
Yeah.
sense.
so if, you know, the council can figure
Keep
that
that in
out
mind.
after we get done with the other audits.
well, if there is an avenue, Shirley, that we can
I'll
maybe
get a
look
hold
at,
of, I'll get a hold and ask them.
yeah,
I'll either talk to,
just
uh,
show them the percentage of
Kelly
our
or-
annual revenue, what that represents.
well, last year, because of the reason they're asking us to do an audit for 17-18 is because we still had grant funds.
Right,
And that doesn't include a federal audit, because that's all taken care of. But the state has to find out, you know, where
Yeah.
we're going with that. And right now, those grant funds have been exhausted. Whatever monies we have left, contingency funds in any of the grants, will go back to the grant,
grantor.
yes, go back to the state. whether it's CBDG money, it's TSEP money, it's rural development.
We didn't have any claim on it anyway.
No, no. We can still put in a claim for it if we wanna use it. But it has to be within the parameters of the same project,
Right.
so.
Okay.
So everything that you see on your expenditure says budget change, that is our estimate of what we think it's going to cost us for the year. And then on our revenue is what we think we will get in.
Right, and we may get more revenue, which we did this last year, we got a little bit more than we expected. But as stated before, it's better to decide, you know, to have your revenues a little bit less than what you expect and your expenditures a little bit more. That way it gives you room to move money around and to take care of emergencies and things like that, so.
Well, we got some homework.
Yeah.
And if you, you know, go through there, make little notations at the side or something, if you feel like you wanna either decrease a fund or a line, budget line, or if you wanna add to it.
That's up to speak with, since Jay's had a decent amount of time here too, to see if there's anything on his part he wants to speak to go, I mean, we can show him what his numbers are, if there's something that,
Yeah, and
He knows
he
that-
did ask me about a console and a coffin today.
sure, yeah, just, I mean, that's something we gotta budget in
Yeah.
there.
And I think that we left him enough budget in supplies and maintenance in both water and sewer to where, once we get some decent prices, maybe he can go ahead. The only thing that I told him today was, I don't mind the saw, it's the cost of the blades. Once we start cutting pavement, they wear out pretty fast, and they're really expensive.
Asphalt blades do decent as long as you don't have to actually cut concrete and hit the rebar.
Right,
That's what destroys
Is
it.
it?
Yeah.
Tears them up.
and most of,
And our
most of,
asphalt isn't true asphalt, it's running like on a highway grade. We're running at 2.5, 3 inch, that's why we have this massive sinkhole.
Yeah.
Here that
If he was cutting deeper, it would be worse.
you can handle it, especially when you start running cattle, that's gonna get nothing but worse as well.
and then we have, oh, and another thing too is that, Bill, I wanted to ask you about that bridge. When you look at the budget and what monies we're getting in for gas and oil tax and BARSA funds, kind of work up an idea for us so that we know what we're looking at.
It's just that, that guardrail on the north side of the bridge, one end of it's loose.
That's all?
That's
I thought it
because
was,
the
I
pavement.
thought